Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Hashem HaKadosh. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone of the real world, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work, sincerity and truth. Yeah. No, I didn't mean to do that. Got this article on the Jerusalem Post. This is what? See, NASA OK's electronic bracelet for returnees from abroad. Now, if you've kind of been keeping up with just, the general approach globally about how people have been dealing with, this thing that's going around, the state of Israel, they're kind of they are, they are the country that's pushing out, the max, the hardest out of any other country. Yeah, I think harder than any other country, because they're and it's kind of been like advertised as well from off the back of them doing that they're everything's going back to normal. It's all everyone's just able to go out and have concerts and have fun and blah blah blah, and the max is so great because of it. So they're essentially at the head of of pushing that agenda. So this is what Nessa OK's electronic bracelets. Now, electronic bracelets as well, that's something that's already been used in I know in and around Asia, a lot of countries around Asia, but I actually wasn't sure. I don't even know. Well, I think Australia as well might have. I had to double check, but yeah, that's something that's been pushed out. And it's basically normalizing that kind of tracking, which and it's the same kind of one of those kind of systems that's building up to the mark, man. That RFID chip, that implantable chip, it's basically building up to that, man. Because that's what you're seeing. This is what. As Israelis returning from abroad can be required. No, all Israelis returning from abroad can be required to wear an electronic bracelet to ensure that they isolate at home or be quarantined in a hotel, according to a bill approved by the Knesset on Wednesday. And Knesset's like their Parliament or Senate House. Says the legislation gave the government authorization to force those who enter the country from abroad or from specific countries to choose between the two options, except for children under 14 and other special humanitarian cases. Yeah, so essentially, if you come, and they said what it's nationals as well. So that these are the kinds of things that are being passed, because it's all there's legislation. That's what you're seeing pushed out around the world. Basically, laws being passed as far as restricting the freedoms, and basically just making people surrender more and more of their rights, which is what these elites are after. These elites are after that total control, and it's what through the terror, the fear of the terror and fear of what's this thing going around, and everyone's expectation and everyone wanting to go back to the happy fun times that never were, but they thought they were. Because of that. Because of that, people are gonna eat it, and it's gonna start with a bracelet tracking. Just like with this new law they passed, this new bill they passed in the UK, it's gonna start off light. I say it's gonna start off light. It's basically broad, so they can force it on a lighter level earlier, but then later on it could be applied more broadly, like Patriot Act. says the legislation gave the government authorization to force those who enter the country from abroad or from specific countries to choose between the two options. Yeah, to force them. It says, except for children under 14 and other special humanitarian cases, all those currently entering the country are required to isolate unless they present a max or a recovery certificate issued by the Israeli Health Ministry. Those who were inoculated or who recovered abroad can be released from quarantine if they undergo a serological test to prove their level of antibodies. Yeah, basically being able to prove it. So, yeah, it's it's once again being made clear. It's all about that control and about, enforcing compliance, which, people are going to bend over and bow down to and accept. Why? Because they're thinking about going on a pleasure cruise or going to the fucking Bahamas or whatever. Even just being able to go and I don't know, go to a fucking rave or some shit, go to a club. These are the reasons why people are just gonna bend over, creak over backwards, and accept whatever. And when the mark gets pushed out as well, same diff, man. For the mark, people are gonna they're just gonna eat it, man. By and large, why? Because they're thinking about their lifestyle, their life in the world, man. People are invested in Esau's kingdom, which is what that mark is basically the all, the mark, the all in your ear, basically saying that you are completely down with this kingdom, this system, and you want to forever stay part of it. It says electronic devices have already been in use for several weeks on a voluntary basis to ensure that people do not break the quarantine. Yeah, so it's already been used, and it's become far more popular as well. So it says, according to the bill, the operation is carried out by private companies on behalf of the ministry. The information collected is stored in servers owned by the government, but maintained by the companies, and will be deleted at the end of the period if there is no report of infraction or no longer than 30 days. Yeah, we'll see, because the information just tends to have a way of just finding itself. All this, it's everything is rigged. That, as far as control and observing people and how they how they deal with these situations. Hey, the elites like to track those things, man. The bracelet cannot monitor any details about the person wearing it, except whether they are complying with their quarantine, according to the Supercom president and CEO, Orden Triblesi. All these things they're saying, but you never know. And regardless, anyway, these things are the the run up to the chip, man. It's all leading to that mark, because that's where these elites are focused. And the thing is, as well, is like people are gonna look at the state of Israel and how people are able to go about and do their all just live life normally, because people are doing that already with China, man. When people were seeing China on New Year's, they were able to, like Wuhan, where the shit started, they were able to just continue and have they were able to just continue and have a good time, etc. But what they were able to other people looking on like, yo, why are we still in lockdown and these men are already free? What's going on? So the people are being broken down, and they're gonna accept whatever. Okay. Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Yeah, so that mark's gonna go out to everyone. Everyone's gonna jump on it. Well, by and large, it's like as far as among Israel, 2/3 are gonna be down. It's only gonna be the elect that that ain't on it. And among the heathen, they're all gonna jump on it. They're all invested in the system, man. um, and that's where it's going, man. That's all you're seeing pop off. Everything's all about control, new world order, and getting to that mark. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.